sex, lies, and scandal. In ancient Rome is a world we often imagine shrouded in mystery, intrigue, and scandal. While its towering ruins still stand, much of its culture, customs, and people are known to us through tales passed down through time. But what really went on behind closed doors in the lives of its most powerful? How did they express love, desire, and affection? And what kind of relationships did they seek out? Did love conquer all? What do these relationships tell us about the people involved? Join me on a journey back in time as we uncover the shocking secret relationships that rocked the Roman Empire. Did Caesar, the man considered the father of Rome, bend the rules of love and pleasure? Let's start our journey at the top of the social hierarchy with Julius Caesar, one of the most celebrated figures in Roman history. Imagine being the leader of Rome, feared and respected throughout the land. With power comes great expectations, and for Caesar, his personal life was no exception. According to Plutarch in his book Life of Caesar, Julius Caesar had a peculiar proclivity. He delighted in assuming the submissive position when indulging in sexual pleasures with other men. Now this might seem shocking to us given the patriarchal Roman society and Caesar's own powerful status. However, Plutarch describes that in private, Caesar would relinquish his authoritative masculine persona, choosing to be dominated. The subversion of gender roles highlights a fascinating aspect of Roman sexuality, where power dynamics played a pivotal role in shaping acceptable sexual practices. Despite the strength and invincibility projected in public, the private sphere allowed for the exploration of alternative desires and dynamics. Furthermore, it tells us something about the complexities of human nature, suggesting that even those who command respect and obedience from their subjects could find pleasure in submission and vulnerability. But Caesar wasn't the only influential Roman who embraced unconventional romantic pursuits. Our next emperor, Hadrian, took his love for his young male companion, Antoninus, to an unprecedented level. Their relationship became a legendary tale in Roman history. If you have visited the city of Rome, you may have seen the Pantheon, a remarkable feat of Roman engineering and architecture. Built by the Emperor Hadrian in the 2nd century AD, this temple dedicated to all gods stands as a testament to the grandeur of the Roman Empire. But step inside and your eyes will fall upon a statue of a familiar face. It is Antinous, the young man who captured the heart of the emperor. It was no ordinary love story. As the biographer Capitolinus recounts, Emperor Hadrian fell deeply in love with Antinous, so much so that after the young man's untimely death, Hadrian deified him. Yes, you heard right. The emperor elevated his lover to the status of a god. This unprecedented act transformed Antinous into a divine being, ensuring his immortality in Roman religion. It was a bold move that defied traditional boundaries between mortals and the divine, highlighting the overwhelming nature of Hadrian's love and grief. Let's fast forward to the infamous Emperor Nero, a ruler whose name has become synonymous with excess and tyranny. Love for Nero was a complicated affair, and he sought it in the most unconventional ways. The emperor's search for love led him to both men and women. But it wasn't just the object of his affection that was unconventional, it was also how he chose to display it. You might be thinking, what does it mean to marry a man in ancient Rome? In the context of Nero's Rome, marrying a man was not about creating a family unit in the traditional sense. Instead, it was a way of displaying power and control. By marrying a man, Nero was asserting his dominance and reinforcing societal norms that placed women in a subordinate position. This was a calculated move, a means to an end rather than a genuine expression of love or affection. Emperor Nero had a particular fondness for men, and his choices were as dramatic and controversial as his reign itself. One of his most famous relationships was with a freed man named Pythagoras, whom he married in a lavish ceremony. But the relationship didn't last long, ending in a dramatic fashion with Pythagoras. Next came Sporus, a young man who became the center of Nero's obsession. Sporus was not just a lover, but a plaything for the emperor's amusement. Nero dressed Sporus in feminine clothing, parading him around taverns and brothels, treating him as a living doll for his own entertainment. This disturbing dynamic highlights the darker side of power and control in Roman society. But the tale takes a shocking turn. Sporus was castrated by Nero, an act that stripped him of his agency and autonomy. This grotesque act was not merely a display of dominance, but a means to mold Sporus into a submissive object, a trophy of Nero's power. It was a tragic consequence of living at the mercy of a deranged and unconstrained ruler. Now, let's shift our focus to another infamous Roman emperor, Tiberius, who ruled the empire from 14 to 37 AD. Tiberius's story is shrouded in mystery and scandal, leaving us with more questions than answers. One of the most intriguing aspects of Tiberius's private life was his retreat to the island of Capri, which gave rise to rumors and speculation about his activities there. According to rumor, Tiberius indulged in debauchery and immoral behavior while in exile. Tales of orgies, debauchery, and dissipation followed him to Capri, painting a picture of a man who had lost his way. Was this a true account of his life, or a smear campaign orchestrated by his rivals to tarnish his reputation? We may never know for sure. Tiberius's private life became a battleground for political ambitions, making it impossible to separate fact from fiction. These scandalous stories contributed to the construction of a mythical image of Tiberius as a cruel, perverted and isolated emperor, forever changing how he is perceived in history. It is essential to remember that these accounts, often written by historians with their own biases and agendas, played a significant role in shaping our understanding of Roman history. For example, the scandalous tales of Tiberius were likely exaggerated by his hostile sources, such as the historian Tacitus, who portrayed Tiberius as a symbol of imperial tyranny and excess. Similarly, the rumors about Nero were used by his political enemies to discredit him, painting him as an emasculated weakling by showcasing his relationships with men. These character attacks aimed to undermine Nero's public image and justify his removal from power. It is crucial to approach these historical accounts with a critical lens, recognizing that they were not merely objective chronicles of events, but rather reflections of the political turmoil and shifting power dynamics that characterized the Roman Empire. So what can we learn from the scandalous relationships and intimate lives of ancient Roman leaders? First, their actions challenged the traditional gender roles and sexual norms of their time. By embracing same-sex relationships and subvert gender roles, they pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in Roman society. They demonstrated that societal norms and expectations were not absolute, but rather fluid and subject to interpretation. Secondly, their relationships highlight the tension between public image and private life. Many of these rulers carefully crafted a public image to project an aura of power and masculinity, while their private lives were filled with unconventional desires and experiences. This tension reveals the pressures and constraints faced by individuals in positions of power, who must often conform to rigid societal expectations. Additionally, these relationships offer insight into the complexities of power and control in ancient Rome. The vast power and privilege enjoyed by Roman elites allowed them to indulge in their desires without fear of consequence. However, it also made them targets of envy and jealousy, leading to rumors and scandals that threatened their reputation and legacy. Finally, the intimate lives of ancient Romans challenge us to reconsider the nature of love and desire in different historical contexts. What may seem shocking or scandalous to us today may have been commonplace in ancient Rome. By understanding the cultural norms and values of ancient societies, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human relationships and experiences throughout history. In conclusion, the scandalous relationships and intimate lives of ancient Romans, including figures like Caesar, Hadrian, Nero, and Tiberius, offer a fascinating glimpse into the complexities of human relationships and the dynamics of power, gender, and sexuality in ancient society. Remember that history is not just about dates and battles. It is about the stories of the people who shaped our world. It's about exploring the intricacies of human relationships and desires, even those that might seem unconventional or scandalous by today's standards. So keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep learning. Who knows what other fascinating insights await us in the annals of history? As we continue to explore the captivating world of ancient Rome, I invite you to join me on a journey through more historical tales and archaeological discoveries. Click on the screen to subscribe and never miss out on new videos. Together, let us delve deeper into the mysteries of the past and uncover the secrets that have shaped our world. Thank you for watching.